Okay, for the last part, they say they want you to find the smallest possible integer m such that 180m is a perfect cube. Now, what are they trying to say? They're trying to say that right now they have this number 180, right? 180 times what number? Okay, times what number will give you the smallest possible perfect cube. That's what they are asking you to find. Okay, so not to worry. You see this 180 very very familiar number, right? Why is it familiar? Because it's actually given in your previous part. So what you need to do is you need to write down 180 in its prime factors, product of its prime factors. So it's 2 to the power 2 square times 3 square times 5 10 times m. Okay, when they write 180m like that, right, it's actually just 180 times m. Okay, now you want this whole number, this whole thing this whole thing, right, to be a perfect cube. Now you need to understand something about a perfect cube first. Okay, let's give you some example. Let's say this number 8, right? If I express it as a product of its prime factors, you go and do the step that I taught you to do just now, right? Express as a product of prime factors, you will find that the power is 3. That means it is a multiple of 3. When it's a multiple of 3, I can cube root. I can cube root this, and then I get a very nice answer 2. This is what we call a perfect cube. Okay, so 8 is a perfect cube because when I cube root it, it becomes a very nice integer, a very nice number. Okay, now is 64 a perfect cube? When you cube root 64, you will get 4. Alright, so 64 is a perfect cube. Now you see, when I change this to its product of prime factors, I'll get 2 to the power of 6. Okay, now do you notice that this power is again a multiple of 3? Yeah, so when I cube root this, I'll get 4. When I cube root this, I'll get 4. You can try with your calculator. So what I'm trying to show you, right, same thing here, I get 3 cube, you see. So when I cube root this, right, I'll get 3. Cube root this, I get 3. So these are all cube numbers. Perfect cube. Perfect cube. Alright, now what does this mean? This means that in order for a number to be a perfect cube, the power, right, when you express it as a product of its prime factors, they must be multiples of 3. Okay, now let's try this 100. 100, right, is not a perfect cube. Why? Because when I express as a product of its prime factors, I get 2 square and I get 5 square, cannot. But this is what we call a perfect square. Why perfect square? Because the power is even power. Okay, or we say multiples of 2. So when it's a multiple of 2, it's a perfect square. When it's a multiple of 3, it's a perfect cube. Okay, yeah, so you don't believe you go and cube root 100, you won't get a nice number. But okay, let's say now I ask you 100m. Let's say I ask you, how do I, or what number should I multiply by 100, okay, such that I get a perfect cube? So you think about it, this 100 is this, right? What should I multiply by? Okay, what should I multiply by so that I get a perfect cube? Don't you agree that this power overall must be 3? So I times 2. And then this power must be 3 also. So I times 5. So my answer for m, you see, m, right, should be equals to 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay, so this is actually okay. Now let's try and see whether you understand. Don't you agree 100 times 10 is 1000, right? 1000 you can cube root what? There you get a very nice number 10. Correct? So this is exactly what they are asking you here. What number should you multiply by such that you get perfect cube? Now, we discussed just now the overall power must be multiples of 3, then you'll be a perfect cube, right? So your this m must have a 2, because 2 times 2 square is 2 cube, right? So it's perfect cube ready for the 2. Now I need to change this 3 square to a perfect cube also, so I times 3. Okay, and finally for this 5, I need to change it to 5 power 3. Now it's 5 power 1. So I need to multiply by 5 power 2. And that is my answer for m. Can you see that this is actually m? Because this is the same as this, same as this, same as this. This must be your m. So you press calculator, right? It'll be 150. Okay? So, is it? Yeah. So that's your answer. Okay.